Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Nerf Herder. I have a saber here that I finished up. I was installing it on Solo Sabers live stream with Tim and Albert, and Jeff. We were all hanging out, and I was working on this last weekend. I finished it up a little after the stream, had some final touches, and then I decided to do a couple little minor weathering touch-ups. This belongs to Sean. Sean, this video is just going to show you how to play with it and whatnot. This is a Saber Merchant Speeder. So with this hilt kit, I've done a video of mine when I got it from the Saber Merchant. With mine, I did a lot of greeblies that I had found parts from kits and stuff that I've collected, and things got a little wild. So I had people reach out to me and say, hey, replicate that for me, please, or sell me that. And I'm like, this is kind of there's certain parts on here that came from kits that I'm like, unless I have those parts, which no one's gonna really sell off because it completes their DV6 kit. I was like, I don't know how close I can get to that. Like, I mean, sure, there's some things I can do, but you're gonna be missing some parts. So Sean was like, I just like what you did, and I want one, and I just do your thing and kind of try to, I guess, stay in the same aspect or same theme of that saber if you can. And I was like, yeah, for sure. So what I did was, and I've grown to really like this one a lot. Like, it's not as crazy on the emitter, which I kind of like. I don't know why. I just like, after having them together. Well, of course I love mine, because I'm just biased. But I was like, that's actually, like, it just looks it's a little bit more streamlined. So what I did was, Jeremy the Saber Merchant has these clamps. And I know a lot of people putting them on the pommels and stuff like that, but I was like, I really kind of want it to be up on the front, like it's a part of the bike, like actually locks in there. And then for the energy flux aperture deal thing in the story, I thought that it would be pretty cool if this whole thing was the switch to get the dual phase, story. With these core and horn saber builds, you kind of take from the story in the book, the description, and kind of play with your own design and do whatever you want for the most part, because there's no definitive image of his hilt. So it's always really fun to take your own interpretation and kind of play and try different things. So what I did here was I got a piece that I was able to get. This is another thing that was not easy to find, and this is basically kit bashing. So what I did was I made this core a 7/8 inch. So originally this saber is a 1 inch, but I like the 7/8 inch blade. I love a NeoPixel 7/8 inch blade, the feel of it and everything, especially since this is a little bit smaller of a hilt. This is kind of technically a one-hander. I mean, it's very tiny. You can definitely hold it with two hands, but it's gonna be a little uncomfortable in some aspects. So I did exact same build, electronic wise, chassis wise, just cosmetics was a little different. So Sean was asking me if I was going to weather it up like crazy, and I was like, dude, when you got the all black and option, you kind of want to keep as much of that black as you can. So what I did, and I especially did it with mine, is it's very subtle cues of wear and tear where it would naturally be. So Sean, that's what I did for you here. When you see it in person, you will understand it's wherever this thing would naturally rub up against, drop, hit, what have you. So made a little cap for the pommel. Let's go ahead and fire it up, and then afterwards, Sean, I'll show you the inside for all this stuff. So I don't have a NeoPixel blade plug. We could talk about making you one if you want. Haven't discussed that quite yet. So let's go ahead and fire this thing on. All right, this is Son of Corellia, Jesse and I's speeder bike font. I put it on here because you have to play with it. This thing is stupid good sound. The sound resonance on this. Don't have you a silver blade built yet, but it sounds stupid good. So not sure if you could tell, it sounds so loud and full. One thing I really enjoy about this, and one of the things that shows that off, or is a factor for why it sounds so full and so good. So this has a Smuggler's Outpost 14-pin connector system, which you just gotta do with these builds because this is the only thing that unthreads is the pommel. So to push the chassis up against the pins, I design and 3D print a spacer in there. So once this is all the way threaded down, that locks it in. But what it also does is it perfectly cups the speaker right here. So it's just straight sound coming out there, which what's really crazy to think is, you know, obviously resonance is extremely important, your resonance chamber where your sound is. But I mean, there's barely any chamber in there, and this is one of the better sounding lightsaber hilts that I've come across. And that's solely because of the way the speaker is just, you know, the sound is trapped and shotgunning out one side. That's something a lot of people, I try to tell every single person, close off your speakers, make sure they are fully trapping the sound and shooting them out in one direction. So to get your speaker, to get your chassis, you just unthread the pommel and then hit that, your hand, when you hold it, smack your hand, pressure will slide out. Don't grab it by the speaker because it could come off. Grab it by the two ends where there's not a speaker, like the plastic of the chassis. So when you get that, then you can pull the whole thing out. And again, this is exactly the chassis that I designed for mine. It's got a CFX, Smuggler's Outpost pins, you got an 18650 battery, spring size your negative, 28mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker. So you just, again, spring size the negative, and you just slap that guy in there. Yeah, see, exactly like mine. So almost same paint job that I did, almost the same scheme here. And yeah, man, I just, it's just an easy system, man. I think one of the things I really enjoy about installing these whenever you have the space is you can install this whole thing right here, and this is essentially the lightsaber. So, you know, you've got your pin system down there. This is a one button setup, NeoPixel right there. So let's go ahead and put the blade in and show you. So, oh, well, whenever you're putting the chassis back in, just push it in. Don't push on this back end. Just all you gotta do is push it into really there. You know, as long as this, as long as your pommel cap can thread on, because once it goes, you thread, keep on threading, it'll eventually lock it all the way down and engage your NeoPixel connector pins, which is awesome. So it's got a 7/8 inch blade. Like I said, I love this emitter because I've got it now to it seems a lot more secure than mine. I was able to really like perfect it, I guess. You know, I guess my saber was a trial run, so this one, your emitter is solid. I mean, mine is too, but like this just, it's got a set screw right there you don't ever touch. Right there is your screw for your blade. Okay, so one button, press and hold, press to turn off, press to turn on. For blaster, your button that you got is pretty sensitive, so very, almost like I tend to hit the bottom part. Because there's a chance that you can turn it off on accident. I got a little test blade on this one. So for lockup, you would clash the saber and hit the button at the same time. Let go. It's so stinking loud. Here's your force wave. For that, you press the auxiliary and swing. You got your for the dual phase, if you want it to go away, just press the blaster or clash. But yeah, that's how you change and get that. All right, let's go to Durn Fire. Okay, so with the one button, let me actually help you out here. So for one button to change through cycle through your fonts, you've got to press and hold. If you press and hold, it will beep, and if you let go, it'll go into mute mode. So you have different levels of holding the button down for different things. So let's just run through that real quick. You press the button until it beeps and let go on the first one. It's gonna go into mute mode.
Mute.
There you go. Now you got that. Oh, that just hurts my soul though. But if you want that, that's what you got. So then you just, all right, still functions, but it's muted. Turn it off. Now if you press and hold, it will beep, and then keep holding, it will beep again. It will go into music tracks if you have that on your audio track, if you have that in your file, if you have audio tracks, like music tracks and stuff like that. Let's see if it's got it, I can't remember. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't have any audio tracks, but it would. What I'm getting at is press and hold all the way until you get into the menu, the font menu, and then release, and that's when you can cycle through. Press and hold. Beep.
Sound bank selection.
Now you're in the font bank selection. Now, the only thing I don't like about one button on a CFX is you can only go one way. So I wouldn't keep a lot of fonts on here. Otherwise, you're gonna have to, cycle through one direction and then start from the beginning. You can't go back like up and down. You can't go from like 13 to 14 and then back down to 13. Unless there's a function that I just don't know about yet. I think you're kind of there. So
You're in fire.
let's play with Durn Fire. So you just press to scroll, press and hold to select. It'll play the boot up sound, and then right now, what I have you set up on for your spectrum color wheel, I kind of like it. Usually what I do is press and twist, and you can rotate through all the colors, but I actually enjoy it on this hilt to press, you know what I mean? Because you get that little, I don't know why, that just makes me happy. So if you want to change colors, you just do that little number there. You know what you could do, and I never thought about that. I might do that right now. Holy cow. Well, after the video. You could program it to where you just have silver and purple, and then you could just do that a bunch. See, because you can go back between colors. I'm gonna do that. I'm totally gonna do that. I'm kind of mad I didn't do that for this video. There you go, man. Swinging around. Oh, there we go. Oh, sweet babies, I can do it. All right, that's just by chance. So check it out. Let's just do a little corn horn action. Oh, there you go. Because when he switches his blade, it extends, change to a purple, back to silver. Whoop. There we go. So yeah, technically that's what you would do if you were just kind of goofing around. This is kind of a silver, it's more of a white. Oh. That's a lot of fun. There you go, man. I loved doing this. Sorry it took me a second, but whenever somebody's like, here's my hilt, I want you to customize it as far as looks goes, there's no definitive plan to begin with. It might take me a minute to look at it. I gotta stare at it and go, okay, hold on, or I gotta take things and go, this, that. Nope, that doesn't work. So I appreciate your patience, my dude. I know this is, I believe, your first custom install from somebody. I love this hilt, man. Ever since I've installed it, I haven't really put it down. It is so loud and it is so fun to swing around with a 7/8 inch blade. And I mean, that's cool. So there are other functions, to get the blade styles. You would just press the thing, you press twist and hold, and I think it'll go into that. You can change some stuff. These sound fonts that are on here, I threw on for the sake of this video. Jesse and I's Son of Corellia, the Koran horn inspired one, and then Durin Fire is Lord Blocko's Durin Fire Crystal is his Koran style type sound font. So if you want to purchase those, show me proof, show me a receipt, and I'll leave those on there for you. If not, I'm gonna take them off. But there are stock sound fonts on here, so.
Sound bank selection.
Durin Fire.
Audio player.
SD card system menu. Exit menu.
Nightfall.
So you have stock sound fonts on here. You know what I mean? So you can play with those all day long. About 12 of them. But there you go, man. I hope you enjoy it, and I will be talking to you soon. Everyone else, if you want a quick kit that you can play with, that's a really good base for a Koran horn speeder bike style hilt, the Saber Merchants TSM Speeder. I'll leave a link in the description. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Anybody asking me to replicate these, it's I'm running out of parts, man. I don't know what to tell you. So I don't know. It's not something easy to reproduce unless I can grab specific parts from different vendors or whatnot. But they are very fun. I highly suggest people do their own. It's a good way of learning how to customize your own, and play. So there we go. All right. Thank you so much, man, and I will catch you in the next video.
Stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Scruffy looking.